There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You watching Casino is the Name, and I'm sitting here with
Candace.
And she is a realtor here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And we were having a conversation. I thought it was pretty interesting stuff about what's going on in the market here in Atlanta. So, you know, brought her here so she can kind of tell you guys kind of just what's happening in the market.
Okay.
So what is it like right now currently in the market?
Bananas.
Atlanta is hot.
It is banana. Atlanta's actually on fire. We have, right now we're in a seller's market. So we're looking at two things. If you happen to pre-qualify, you can go to a builder and get a new construction. Where it gets funny is in the resale market.
Okay.
Because you now have low inventory, but you have high demand. So what happens is that prices go up. You have a situation where you have a seller that might put a house in the market for, let's say, $260, and you end up in a multiple offer situation. You have buyers that are offering $300,000, sometimes $310,000
on a 260
on a 260 house. But what happens is that the appraisal is a great equalizer. Mm-hmm. So you put yourself in a situation where you either, as the buyer, the seller has to come down to the appraised price or the appraised value, or the seller demands the difference between the appraised value and the offer price that you agreed upon. So you would hope that you end up with a seller who's gracious and would be okay with just doing the appraised value. Correct. Okay. Versus.
So let me just try to understand this or put this so that maybe some of these people can understand this.
Okay.
So if I have a house, and I want to sell, say like this house, right? And let's say I want to sell this house for $320.
Okay.
And someone offers me $350 because there's so much competition. And I just want to buy it, so I'm gonna offer $350, right, above the asking.
Correct.
Right, and the house comes. And the appraiser comes out, and the appraiser says the house is only worth $320. Then I'm accepting the $350 offer.
Correct.
Right. So now either the buyer has to come up with the $30,000 difference.
That is correct.
Or I have to be willing to say, I'm gonna just go ahead and take the $320 that I was appraised for.
Correct.
And do you ever see any situations where maybe I'm asking $320 and the appraisal comes in below even that, and I'm being offered even more than what I'm being offered $350. I wanted $320, and the appraisal comes in at $280.
Okay. So it's a couple of things. The appraisal basically tells you what the funding source, it basically gives their limitations. Okay. So if, as a seller, I usually advise my clients, before you put your property on the market, let's do an appraisal. Because you're investing, let's say $300-$400 on the front end, but you're being penny wise, pound foolish. Makes sense. Then you have a better understanding or more realistic view of if you know your property is only valued at $280 and somebody comes and offers you $320, you automatically reject that because that's a waste of your time. Or
if it's me, right, and I'm like, yo, somebody offered me $320 and I needed $280, or that was what my house appraised for. I want that $320. I might hold out.
You might hold out, but if the bank is only funding $280, that buyer has to come up with that 60, that 60, 70 grand if they're offering $350. Now, for me, I wouldn't advise my buyer to go that far out of range. As your agent, I would do some sort of background work, a CMA, something, so we can have a more realistic understanding, because as an agent, that would be bad on my part.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I would be advising you based on my expertise as to what's going on in the market. And you, as a buyer, making an offer of $350 on a house that's $280, that's almost an emotional decision. And you have to take emotions.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. But, it's some people, let's just say, well, I guess it's also depending on, because it's just like cars, right? I'm assuming where the bank only approves up to a certain amount based off of whatever they're using for the valuation.
Correct.
Right? And if I want a car that is $10,000 above what the bank is willing to finance, I have to pay the other $10,000 to bring
That
it
is
down.
correct. That is correct.
That's interesting. What are they using to make these values?
Well,
Because Atlanta is skyrocketing.
There's several things. You have to look at location. Same house, you can put it on one side of town versus another. It might be 200 on one side, 500,000 on the other.
Right.
So location is the primary thing.
Yeah.
Then you also have to look at what the properties are valued around that actual property that you're purchasing.
Right.
You don't want to be the most expensive house in a neighborhood because and if you are the most expensive, you don't want the difference between what the value of yours is to the next one to be too big of a gap because your property won't hold its value.
Yeah, but like, what if I'm a doctor and I'm moving to Atlanta? I just accepted a job making $400,000 or something like that, and I don't want to deal with the runaround of all of the stuff when it comes to these houses because that's another thing. She was telling me about somebody who she's working with right now, I think.
Right now.
And they have wrote several offers.
Yeah.
How many offers so far?
Well, one that's currently on the contract and due to close within the next couple of days. We did 12 offers.
12
offers, yes.
That's crazy.
12
so
offers.
if you're like a family who's trying to move or you got 4 or 5 kids, I feel for you if you got that many kids, but you got a bunch of kids, you're trying to move, you're transitioning, trying to get a job, whatever, or you have a job or whatever it is, or a business that you're moving to Atlanta, whatever that is, and you're kind of stuck in limbo because you're writing offers, and I'm assuming that most of your offers, most of these 12 offers were at least at asking for most.
It was over asking.
All 12?
Over asking.
All 12
Every
offers
one of
were
them
over
was
asking.
over asking.
And
every last one of them.
That's
and then
crazy.
What's crazy is over asking and then not asking for seller's contribution.
Wow.
So we're
not even asking for like closing costs,
nothing.
Don't do no work to the house.
Nothing.
Bro, just let me in there.
That's it.
That's crazy.
That's it.
12.
Yes. 12.
So if I'm a doctor and I'm moving to Atlanta and I'm moving from New York.
With that New York
where,
money. The New York money. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, this is the perfect neighborhood. Like, it don't have to be nothing crazy. I don't have to be in $1 million house. I just want to be in a decent neighborhood and let it be cool. And I can't even.
Yeah. If you're willing to go and put out that cash money.
Yeah. And pay that difference.
It can be yours.
Yeah.
But for most of us, we don't have 50 grand just sitting around. So.
The extra 50 plus, I don't know what kind of down payments they're using. But if they're doing like the 20% down.
Well, if they're doing a conventional, what I've learned is sometimes people think that conventional loan means that you only have to put down 20. I've had clients who have conventional loans and they're putting down 3%. When in an FHA situation, you're putting down 3.5, so you work out better in a conventional loan situation as opposed to doing FHA. Okay,
that's a whole video.
Yeah.
Because apparently she can do a video about loans.
Yes.
We should do a video about that.
Yeah.
So they can know. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I think I saw something similar, but I wasn't sure what I was actually reading.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Okay. So that's interesting. So being conventional, but you still have the PMI.
Correct.
So how much could PMI affect a $300,000 house? Because right now in Atlanta, almost nothing is $200,000. Not a house.
Yeah, not
like you get townhouses right now.
Yeah,
there's some right down the street for like $200,000 about to build. But houses.
Sheesh. So I am in a position right now where I'm working with a client and her budget is right at 200.
Oh my God.
200 in Atlanta, and we cannot find anything. A 4-bedroom and this is resale.
Yeah.
And I actually went and saw a house for her yesterday, and we were calling it the antique house. The house was going for 180. 180, and everything in the house was original. Original stove,
What?
original dishwasher, the carpet was original. The fixture. So you're not looking at, in a certain price bracket, you're not looking at quality with a lot of, when it comes to.
Right. Not only that, but like, I know that when I was buying my first house, they had like a, with the inspection, because I use the VA loan, right?
Okay.
But VA loan, FHA, any of those, they have to do like this inspection to make sure it's not like a lemon home, right? So
Correct.
Got to have sockets, covers over all the sockets, just all kinds of little things that they send an inspector out before they even let you buy it. It's not like with a conventional loan where you can pretty much buy just about anything.
That is correct.
That need work or whatever.
That is correct.
These homes have to be livable when you get these loans. So, like, if it's an antique house, they might have found something in there that said lead paint, or whatever.
If it's before 78, you got the lead
like
paint. So now you have these sellers, and this is what's crazy, because when you're a seller's agent versus a buyer's agent, you have advantages on both sides. But you're looking at, when you're on the selling side, a lot of the loan programs, I tell my clients, if you can qualify for something conventional, let's do it. Because with the loan programs, you end up going outside of that 30-day, 21 to 30-day window to close. And you have a lot of sellers that want to get that. They want to get their stuff and go. So when you're looking at a 45 to 60-day close with these programs, and you're also looking at the seller having to do repairs, or the seller's having to put money out, investing in the property before the property is even sold, if they're dealing with the VA or the FHA. Wow. And a lot of sellers aren't. They're like, let me just get my money and go.
Yeah. Do you ever deal with any like flippers?
Yes.
Is it difficult for some of them to find quality flips?
Because the market was stagnant for a little while, you have a lot of properties, a lot of distressed properties. So you're either looking at something where you're paying a little bit for it, but you're investing a lot
on the other end.
On the other end. Correct. So if you don't have a crew already in place, it can be very costly. So if you're looking at investing, you want to make sure that you have reserves and a crew.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So either it's a lot of money on the buy to do a little bit of work, or a little bit on the end to do a whole. Basically, you're gonna rebuild it.
That is correct. That is correct. I actually went and saw a property the other day that they were asking, I think maybe 12, 13 grand for it, but it was a complete teardown.
Gotcha.
It was a complete teardown. So it's like
the land though.
The location of the property, what you would have to do to it looked like it was part of like a parcel, and the part they were selling was the middle one. So you would have to deal with an easement with two people on each side of you. Wow. And just the logistics of attaining their property, it just was not going to be worth it unless you're going to acquire the whole thing. So as an investor, you want to pick your properties properly because you might pick something for a great price, but...
Yeah, I had that same kind of situation when I was down in Macon, and there was a duplex.
Okay.
Was basically, it's going to be a complete like restructuring, but it was in a neighborhood of duplexes, but they were all individually purchased at auction from different people. So you would have had to, like, if you really wanted to like turn that whole area around, you would have had to contact all of those people and buy them from them. But that one duplex is only like $5,000. Yeah, making a whole different world.
Oh, my goodness!
I got a home brand new remodel for $54,000 down there. I still got it. I got a tenant. Got a great tenant in there too. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, but Macon was a whole different world. Like it was $5,000 for both sides, but the remodeling was gonna cost like $60,000.
Oh wow!
Per side or something like that. But
and what was it after?
It's gonna be like one something, like 130. You know, but this was also like 2007. Okay. So you know. And in those times, that looked like a lot of money.
Yes, it was.
Right now, that's like, are you serious?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but it was like, I want to say 12 duplexes out there, and they had all been purchased at an auction, and they probably would have all been for sale if somebody wanted to contact all of those people, and you could have owned your own like duplex apartment complex kind of. Yeah. Okay. But now I'm like, man, I should have did. At the time, it was like, let me find something else that's already done. Yeah, the flipping market is great, but also you have to think about if you're going to buy and hold.
Right. and get a tenant, or you're gonna just buy and flip
you
it?
have buy and hold as far as tenant or Airbnb now, because now
yes. But location has to be key. Location has to be key.
You definitely want to be closer to the city for that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, now people are buying houses to Airbnb. So.
Just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that. And if you are,
hit her up.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're definitely going to do some other video series, or do a series of these videos, because you start talking about easements and loans and things like that. These people want to know about that, you know.
Okay. Right? Well, I'm for it.
All right. So I'm gonna put her information in the link below.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
In the description below. So right now you watching Casino is the Name, and I'm sitting here with
Candace.
All right. And make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, and we out. Hey, yo, what's going on? Right now you're watching Casino is the Name, and if you want to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot, Volume 1, Own Your Trucking Authority. The link is going to be in the description. It'll pretty much tell you everything from if the taxes to different types of trailers and all sorts of things. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. Link will be in the description. Go get it. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the streets. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really trap. You say you want to be successful. Well, what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I caught the bus at Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough.
There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.